Hello, and welcome to the frequently asked questions slot that the Aberdeenshire Educational Psychology Service has put together to try and answer some of the questions that have been occurring on our phone line over the last few weeks. My name is Susan Taylor. I'm an educational psychologist and I work with the Educational Psychology Service in Aberdeenshire. The first question I am going to try and answer is that of children struggling to engage with online learning. Many of you have phoned us in respect of this, so here's some advice. Firstly, change is tricky. This is a really unsettling and unfamiliar time for everyone, for parents, for students, and for teaching staff. And it's really important that we give ourselves the time to get used to all the new things that are happening. Our learning environments and living environments have changed. The use of technology has changed hugely. The way that we're learning and the things that we're using for learning are all different. It's going to take us time to get used to this. Secondly, online learning doesn't work for all children or adults. It's a hard way to learn. We don't have that face-to-face contact that gives us reassurance, that tells us how we're doing, that can point us in the right direction when we get stuck. It's very different doing learning at home with your parents who are not educators. Even if they are, it's different because they're your parents, not your teachers, and using technology. The resources that schools and teachers are giving you are there to support you, to support your child. You don't have to follow them exactly, and if they're really not working for you, get in contact with your school. They would be more than happy to support anyone who is finding these resources hard to use, not hitting the mark, or just causing too much frustration and negative emotions. They really are there to help you. So please feel that you can get in touch with school if you need a bit of advice or if you're struggling to manage the resources given. It's also completely fine to change anything that's been given out remotely from school. You can make it more exciting by incorporating your child's interests, asking them how they want to do it. Do they want to do it inside, outside? Do they want to make it into a game? Do they want to do it with their siblings? Nothing is set in stone, and please feel free to inject any creativity and any knowledge you have about how your child learns and what motivates and interests them into the resources that you're given. The next thing that you've been asking about is something that we've called online fatigue, and we're all struggling a little bit with online fatigue. To start with, it was maybe quite exciting or nerve-wracking to begin to work and learn in this way. People were engaging new learning platforms, getting up to speed with the technology. There was a lot of excitement around. Now, 10 weeks later, a lot of us are feeling a bit fed up with it all, and the thought of another Teams or another Glow Classroom or another virtual sports day is almost enough to tip us over the edge. We would say to everyone, including ourselves, stop, it's fine. You don't have to be doing this all the time. Take breaks away from screens. Don't have learning confined to them all the time. Get outside when the weather's nice. Be active, be creative, keep up to date with what teachers are saying and what's happening, but don't feel any obligation to engage 100% with the online content. That's not how it's intended. Please feel free to inject variety into your daily lives. Don't feel constrained by the resources that you're given and the timetabling of virtual interaction. Go outside, as I've said, do activities that you and your family enjoy. Children will learn most from interaction, and that interaction can be around running in your garden, going down to the river, baking. Mix it up, have different experiences, and keep it enjoyable for everyone because we've still got a good while to go. The final thing to say is remain calm. I know, easier said than done, and we've all been there. But the minute any online resource or learning is starting to cause negative emotions, either in you or in your children, or most likely both of you, it's time to stop. You may disregard it completely. You may come back to it at a later date. You may change it into something more enjoyable. You may ask the kids how they want to do it, how they think it would be best done. Give them some ownership, give them some choice. The resources really are just there as a guide, as something that's meant to be useful, keep you in tune with what their learning may have looked like had we not been out of school, and give them the opportunity to connect, hopefully, with some teachers and some of their peers from school. It should only be a positive thing, and the minute it begins to become a negative thing is the time to stop and not feel guilty about that. If we stop quickly, then we're able to go back. If it becomes constantly hard and frustrating and upsetting, we're likely to never go back. And that's not what we want. So please look after yourselves, take it easy, stay positive, and use the resources as and when works for your family. I hope that's been useful. Thank you for listening and good luck.